Hey, I'm Mike. I don't really post that often as far as any content, as far as on it goofy. But when I do, I post every once in a while. And I try to, as a common sense conservative. I just wanted to say here what's going on with this country. In the past 24 hours has been completely insane. I'm neither right nor left. I tend to lean towards the right, but I'm not neither or. In the past 30 years, I have seen politics rip apart communities, tear apart families, destroy lifelong friendships. This needs to stop. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I'm just a high school graduate, barely, and I've got some learning disabilities, so what the hell do I know? But what I do know is we can't keep on doing it this way. This my way or the highway mentality, both on the left and right, needs to come to an end. People need to sit down and talk to each other. Something that hasn't happened in probably 30 years. I would really like to know why. You know, Trump has this saying, MAGA people or whatever they are, make America great. Can someone explain to me, how do you make America great again if you have one side put against another side, alienating another side? It doesn't work. It just divides us. The past, probably, I would say the past four presidents we've had have pretty much divided this country. I think the last president to actually have our country somewhat divided, not divided, I mean, some, getting along to a point was Reagan. And it seemed like starting towards the mid or end of the first George Bush administration, I remember, people just being really upset and just getting nasty with each other, but it was still somewhat civil. I mean, I was too young to vote for George H.W. Bush. I think it was in eighth grade, seventh grade when he became president. So, and I didn't vote for Clinton because, again, I was like a sophomore in high school. The second Clinton administration, I voted for Dole. But Clinton was elected, and, I didn't agree with everything he did, but there was some stuff that he did I thought was a positive to this country. I voted for George W. Bush. I thought he did some positive things, but he also did some stuff that I questioned, and so on. I've often thought about what it would be like to run for office, but like I said, given my lack of education, my lack of, just lack of funds. I mean, as you can tell, I live in a trailer, which is literally a dump, and it's falling apart. So I don't have the funding to run for office. Like I said, I don't have an education, and I would be completely out of the water. But I do know right from wrong. One of the reasons I gave up going to church because I got tired of everything being one way. I mean, I believe in God, but I believe in Jesus, but the way religion is taught nowadays, I think Jesus would be rolling over in the proverbial grave. Um, but that's a whole different subject, and I'm not going to get into a religious debate with anybody. But this political division, people need to sit down and start talking to one another. Because this can't go on. And I'm going to tell you right now, our enemies, Russia, China, North Korea, whole host of other non-friendly countries to this our country are just watching and are licking their chops, and that's all they want. Is they love seeing division in our own people. And if you think that they're not going to exploit that, you're dead wrong. It's only a matter of time. Someone explain to me, why can't anybody just sit down and talk to one another? They did it in the past. I mean, you know, political correctness has gone amok. I mean, people can't say what they feel because it might hurt someone's feelings. You know, I'm a Gen X. I mean, you know, I had people say stuff about me. I mean, again, I was a special ed. I was the quote unquote fat something kid. And I'll tell you right now, I was a loner and I got picked on for it. And it's something that has hurt, but I also knew I just can't take it completely at heart and just completely bury everything. I mean, I've been hurt more than you could ever possibly know, but I just can't go ride in a quote unquote safe space. I mean, I wasn't protected as a kid. I mean, it was dog eat dog. And I mean, hell, I remember my high school guidance counselor called me in the office. I was 17, I think. And the man asked me, well, what is my plans for the future? And, you know, I mean, obviously I struggled through school, but I thought, well, maybe I go to college. I don't know exactly. And I will never forget the quote, and this is, I quote, Mike, we both know you're too stupid for college. I can tell you right now, that was a dead wrong thing to say to a 17-year-old. But as a result, I never went to college, and I'm now at 47. I don't know if I don't even want to go. What I do know is we got to stop this. We got to sit down and talk to one another and, you know, work on our relationships with our fellow people. I mean, this is insane. I mean, if, you know, shootings, I'm a staunch Second Amendment constitutionalist, and I do not believe in gun bans in any way, shape, or form, but we need to figure something out. And I'll be first to admit, you know, a lot of it is mental illness. And our country, when it comes to mental illness and mental health in this country, it sucks. Point blank sucks. Um, we got to do better. Now, who can do better? I don't know. I have no faith in our elected officials. Zero. I don't care if it's Trump. I don't care if it's Biden. I don't care who it is. Or, you know, I don't know. But we need to do better. People need to sit down and talk to each other. Try to get to know each other. I'm not making this for likes. I'm not making it for people to add me or whatever. I just had to get this off my chest. I don't know. As you can tell, I'm not the best well-spoken. I mean, my first language is English, and I barely speak that. Well, I'm about running out of minutes, so I will let it go from here. Please be good to each other if you can.